What is it that you studied in college?
Officially?
Officially.
Musical theater.
Musical theater?
Yes, sir.
So you got chops.
A little bit.
Sing.
A little out of that.
What a wonderful world.
It's another episode of The Inside Game. I, as always, Paul Martino, your host, and my co-host, my brother from another mother, or the same mother, actually.
Same.
Derrick Brooks. And we are, as he said, we're at the Wynn right now, and we got this guy in the middle. We'll talk to him in a minute. But, you know, we did not coordinate this. We all wore blue.
At all.
We all wore blue. But you check out his shoes. Tell us about the shoes, Brooks.
So these are the T. Scotts, Travis Scotts, the Easter Bunnies. I felt like this occasion afforded the bright yellow and blue. These are pretty exclusive.
How did you get the settee and I get the shitty seat over here? Well, I guess I can put my feet up here too.
Yeah, you probably could. I don't know. I've always been one for the, see, everybody. It's a trend.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. He's got green. Who said to bring green shoes?
It's EQL green, man.
Okay, all right. Green is the color of money. This is my buddy Brad. Brad is the newest CEO in the Bullpen portfolio, the newest one.
Nice.
And I need you to ask him. You say, Brad, what did you study in college?
Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it that you studied in college?
Officially?
Officially.
All right. Musical theater.
Musical theater?
Yes, sir.
So you got chops.
A little bit.
Sing.
A little out of that.
Okay.
Out of work, but you know.
So we're here for NBA Summer League. I want to know how many of your players, when they were in college, did musical theater. How many of your players you think?
Probably all of them, or basket weaving, or something.
Probably all of them. Probably all of them.
All of them in musical. Yeah.
Probably all of them. No shit. Wow.
Good girl.
Is that what Embiid did too? Embiid. Well, you know that guy. What's his name? The lineman for the Eagles, though. He's a hell of a singer. I've actually heard him sing.
Mulata.
Yeah. He's actually. You know Jordan Mulata. He's a lineman for the Eagles. I mean, he's.
Is he really?
I mean, he's a world class singer.
Yeah.
He's actually really
Christmas
good.
carols.
Should we start a thing?
He might have you, Brad.
All right. So Brad, before we talk about what your company does, you hit us up with a tune.
This early?
Yeah, right away.
Yeah.
No, Brad. We need you to.
We put performers on the spot.
Right.
Singers.
Let's go.
All right. How about Louis Armstrong?
Oh. He's gonna do Louis Armstrong.
Oh.
He can do that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna do.
Oh, listen to how deep his voice is. I'm kind of closing my eyes. Closing my eyes. I'm thinking. What if Brad was as dark as Derrick? Yeah, I got it. I got to close my eyes. I got to close my eyes a little bit.
I'm looking at him. He's got green shoes on. He's ready to go.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. You get it? You want more?
Oh, you had to finish that.
Oh, come on. You can't leave us hanging like that. Come on. You jump in, Brooks.
Myself,
What a wonderful world.
Wow.
Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I see children crying. I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah.
All right, that is a first
Brad,
for the Inside Game.
awesome,
and
man.
I know you got a little bit of skill. What's it like to have talent, guys? I want to know.
It just exudes.
It's neat to have talent, to
when
be
you're-
good at something, right?
When you're born with it, you just don't really.
Yeah, you don't even know what's happening.
It's hard. Yeah, right. Exactly. You know what I'm talking
You just
about.
turn into a.
All right, so now,
Black man.
now that we got the little setup here, do you know what Brad actually sells? His company sells
Music.
No.
No, that's too easy.
All right, Brad, tell them what you do.
I'm a lottery company. I've got a lottery company. We develop lottery games, we distribute them around the world, digital, in retail, all kinds of fun shit.
Unbelievable.
He runs the lottery in the UAE in Dubai. Of course he does.
Yeah.
Because most musical theater majors whose companies are in Kentucky are friends with the guy who runs the Dubai lottery who lives in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, this is
Right?
all,
Because you understand how this all works
this
now?
is geographical confusion.
Yeah, no, it's like a boy meets girl story, like pretty basic stuff.
Yeah, I remember. I'm all excited. I finally get ready to do a reference call with Brad. His company's called EQL Games. I'm going to talk to this guy, this big shot who runs the Dubai lottery. I'm like, hey, I'm going to Dubai in February. I can go meet him. He's like, no, dude, he lives in Arkansas. I'm like, how in the world does the guy who runs the Dubai lottery live in Arkansas and you have a company in Kentucky? Explain to me how all of this happens and we end up in this company.
Well, he's also a consultant for one of your other companies, Jackpocket.
Yeah, well, remember Jackpocket? That was our Pete Sullivan was the guy who sold lottery tickets online. DraftKings bought the company for almost $1 billion last year.
I do remember that.
This is our second lottery company.
Yeah. So, and I started the company 10, 15 years ago and just started showing up to conferences and getting to know people. And this guy, Bishop, who's become a good friend of mine, at the time was the Arkansas lottery director. He goes on, becomes a consultant to the stars in the industry, and one day he gives me a call, says, by the way, I'm running the UAE lottery. We need some digital content. Wow. And, we've been working together over the years, so we knew each other, had some good trust. But, yeah, it turned into something much larger than I never imagined. So, yeah, now I'm Louisville to UAE,
Is there direct flight, right?
Oh, yeah, totally, yeah.
Direct flight from, I mean, that would be a route.
On your private plane.
That would be a route that everybody would want to fly.
It's very popular.
It's certainly faster than Philly to Vegas.
Let me tell you one of the reasons Brooks has trouble traveling too. Okay. One of Brooks's problems. You see, look, I got my Martino. Look at this fancy Wynn black. Look, this is. Oh, we're on the Encore side right here. Yeah. You know why he has trouble?
You get a different glass on the Wynn side?
I think so. I think the glass
it's is reverse.
I don't know. You know what his problem is? His problem when he travels, he doesn't drink.
Yeah.
See, so he had how many hours of flight delays and you had 0 drinks?
Yeah, 6 hours.
You drink at home?
No. But after I got here, I definitely wanted to dive into a drink.
He is a 100% teetotaler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
how's that working out?
It didn't work out yesterday. It was tough. When you're on a plane full of drunks. And the pilot's drunk.
Oh, the pilot's drunk.
Oh, he's definitely drunk.
Yeah. Oh, that's why he's
like, gotcha again, guys. We're not actually taking off.
That's usually what you want to
driving down Broad Street.
Wow, I'm gonna never get on a plane with Derrick.
Yeah,
no, you're guaranteed to be delayed. I'll tell you that. You get on a plane, man.
Anyone who flies out of Philadelphia airport's guaranteed to be delayed.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So all right, so back to the lottery. So when you're invested in a company, we've invested. One of the things you got to do is you do a little bit of homework. Who the CEO is. Everybody you called when you asked about Brad, they say 100%. They'd all say the same thing. I've seen that guy at every conference for 10 years in a row.
Wow.
Like every single person I talked to. So when he says, I've been at this for a decade, I mean, he literally goes to and by the way, the conferences are always in exotic, wonderful places. So where are the last couple lottery conferences you were at?
So there was one in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
There's Chicago.
Yeah.
Austin, Texas.
All good. I'm sure they were like Austin, like in the middle of the summer. Chicago in the middle of the winter.
Of course. No, I'm waiting for the one in North Dakota, but they haven't done that one yet.
But seriously, every reference call about Brad was the same way. I've never seen a guy hustle that much. And what's important about his business is that it's a business development job. He's not selling the lottery tickets and the scratchers and all the stuff with the lottery to us, the end consumer. He is powering it for states like Michigan. He's powering it for Dubai and the UAE. Where else you got? You got a couple other places.
Virginia, DC, Peru.
Peru, of course. That's another place that would make sense that the guy from Kentucky is powering the lottery in Peru.
Yeah, we're doing licensing deals in all kinds of different states.
Has there ever been a Peruvian lottery winner?
Sure. People win all the time.
How much money?
When they play our games, people win all the time. What?
How much money? What's the jackpot in the Peruvian lottery?
And now you're asking, I gotta talk to my COO about
200 what? 200 what? 200 what?
Soul.
So is that what it
Yeah,
is?
it's
Soul.
Yeah, actually, the currency exchange is not too bad. It's like 25 cents in the dollar. Not too bad. The top prize is that hit around $100,000 in Peru. Yeah.
Shit.
Okay.
All right.
I'll take a trip.
Let's go. Brooks, let's go on remote.
It'd take you a while to win it.
So you've been at this a long time. What's one of the most satisfying things about what you've done and accomplished so far? And then what's one of your biggest frustrations?
Might be actually kind of the same thing, which is this very heavily moated industry,
Right.
And that can be its frustrating thing, right? Because there's very few that are inside the tent, but having broke through and gotten inside that tent, I can't think of anything more satisfying than doing something that everyone told me was impossible.
This is like crazy for me because we started with him singing, and I can't unsee Louis Armstrong. And now I see Louis. He's talking about Louis in the lottery. It's
Yeah, but you're not the only one who's ever said that to me, though. I get mistaken for Louis Armstrong all the time.
I figured.
Yeah.
We kind of,
Yeah.
Derrick and I, we can relate to that.
No, you guys.
Someone called me Paul on the way
Well, you
up.
look very similar, like brothers. Is that,
Yeah, it's, we get that a lot. So I made my first trip ever. Actually, I think it was our highest rated episode ever was the episode we talked about Dubai and the lottery and Middle East is legalizing all sorts of sports gaming and gambling.
Yeah.
I think that was our highest rated episode so far. So tell us about what your experience is like working with the lottery, being in Dubai. You've got deals also now in other Middle East countries coming as well, right?
there's a lot of energy around the gaming industry in the Middle East. UAE is leading the way.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's like you're getting to be there, kind of the ground floor, not just of a lottery, but of a concept almost, right? Very few people in the country even think about, I could gamble, I could play lottery, and so a very enthusiastic group of people that are working there. Obviously, my friend Bishop is running the lottery side of things, and he's got some really great kind of deputy level men and women who work with him, and yeah, it's very exciting to be on the forefront of what I think you would back me up and say it's probably the most exciting new region for gambling in the industry, right? Around the world.
It's not only the most exciting new region for gambling. It's just the most exciting new region. I grew up in the 80s, right? And I just remember what the U.S. was like in the 80s. It was manifest destiny.
Yeah.
Like, that's a phrase from long ago, but it was the way the 80s were. Optimistic, hopeful, exciting. And I think a lot of that's gone away. The U.S. has become a little middle-aged now, and some of the sclerosis is set in. By the way, and there's... We talk politics on the show, but I won't go down that route, but it's part of the reason you end up with a guy like Trump. Whether you like Trump or not, when the sclerosis sets in is when you get a guy like that. Yeah. So like it or not, it's a state. So when I was in the UAE, when I was in Dubai, it reminded me of being a kid of the 80s. Yeah. You could just feel the excitement and newness of it. You could feel the manifest destiny of the whole region.
Which is interesting that you connected to Trump, because who's more 80s manifest destiny than Trump?
Exactly. It's funny, my kids are 16 and 14, and they love watching 80s movies with us sometimes, because they always get a kick out of how kind of up and happy, how the 80s movies always had a certain vibe, whether it was 16 Candles or some John Hughes movie, or if it was Back to the Future, or if it was we watched Beverly Hills Cop. We watched that in LA, right around the corner from there. They were like, oh my God, these movies are...
Yeah.
And I remember my daughter Vanessa one time saying to me, something's kind of depressing. She's like, yeah, is it ever gonna not suck anymore?
Yeah.
And she's kind of said it that way. And then you think about a girl who's 16 right now in 2025, what you grew up through, COVID, the whole set of things, and you're like, yeah, shit, my childhood was way cooler than yours.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl. I won't lie to you, hon. You're my daughter. I had a way cooler childhood than you did.
Even 80s music was better.
Well,
Synthesizers.
it was actually music.
Yeah. What happened to synthesizers? They just threw them away. Just one day, someone walked in and said, no more synthesizers.
Well, that's what they did. The whole EDM thing took over. Well, that's a conversation for another day.
It's gone.
Yeah, no, I was born in '77, so I kind of got the '80s, '90s bridge. And also, I was in Chicago in the '90s, so got a lot of Jordan and all that good stuff. But yeah.
I got a good story. Jordan and Bull. I got a story for you. All right. So we have a company called Edge Markets. We've talked about it on the show before. And Senny, I'm meeting up at the rooftop bar at my house in LA. And he tells me, there's going to be a guy I want you to meet. I was like, all right, great. So I go to this meeting, and I sit down, and I'm there to actually talk to Senny. And it's weird that there's this third. It's actually kind of like you sitting here when I want to talk to Derrick. Mm-hmm. It's like why? Why is this guy? I just want to talk to my brother. And this dude's like sitting here, and he wore blue to kind of match in. So this dude is sitting there. His name's Charlie. Charlie's kind of like just along for the ride a little bit. He wants to kind of learn a little bit about the company. And so I asked Charlie. I go, Charlie. So how do you know Senny, the CEO? He's like, well, I live in LA, and I've done a lot of stuff in gambling and sports and stuff. I was like, oh, well, you sound like my kind of guy. I was like, so where'd you grow up? He's like, well, I grew up all over. I said, well, why'd you grow up all over? He said, well, my dad, this is a direct quote, my dad coached a little bit in the 80s. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm running through, like, who was the assistant coach of, like, the Sixers in, like, 87? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, so Charlie starts talking a little bit more. I said, so how did you end up, Charlie, here in Los Angeles? He said, well, it was my dad's last stop. Now, I'm no NBA super agent like you, Brooks, but Dad coached a little bit in the 80s.
Yeah.
Who'd he coach for?
Was he Charlie Jackson?
God damn it, it's not Phil Jackson's son, Charlie.
I'll take
I
Jackson
knew he'd get it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him, I go, my dad coached a little bit in the 80s.
Oh.
He's only the best coach in the history of
That's a whole
the
lot
game.
of humble.
He coached. A couple days later, I run into Jordan Rambis. Jordan Rambis is a LA guy. He's involved in one of my new nightlife things called Kiss Me, and I tell him the story, and he looks at me and goes, oh, Charlie does that to everybody.
I have a very cool Jordan story. This is
Give it
cool.
to me.
And Mike, if you're watching this, I need that other shoe.
Yeah,
It's a great lead-in.
I'll drink to that. Yeah, that's good.
So, I was an intern with the Sixers, and we had explicit rules not to talk to the players, right? And so I would set up these preliminary games. That's when kids come in and play on the court before the actual players do. It's like 3 hours before the game. And so I was setting up a prelim, and the Bulls just got finished their shoot-around. So I normally get in, no one's on the court. But this particular day, Michael Jordan's on the court, and he's finishing up shooting. And then he walks off the court, and he has 3 bodyguards that are like maybe 5'5", right? So he's towering over his bodyguards. I'm supposed to be setting up this prelim for these kids. And in my mind, I'm like, these kids are going to be fine. This is my one and only chance. If I get fired over anything, it's going to be getting Michael Jordan's autograph. So I go around the back, and he's walking to the locker room, to the guest locker room. And I see him, and I said, Mr. Jordan, can you please sign something for me? And he goes, well, what do you want me to sign? He like opens up his hands and like, you have nothing. And I go, stay right here. And I run out to my car. I had just bought a pair of Jordan, I don't even know what year it was, what number it was. But let's say they're Jordan 6s. I just bought these, and they're in the back of my car. I grab one, run right back to him. He's now in the locker room, but he comes back out. It's very nice, and he signed it for me. And he goes, you only have one shoe? And I go, oh, my God. I could have got Michael Jordan to sign both shoes. I left the other shoe in my trunk and never brought it down. So then I was like, would you? And he was like, don't even think about it. I'm out of here.
Brooks, I mean, listen, only you would tell Michael, just wait a minute, too. Yeah. He would tell, he'd be like,
twice.
He'd be like, wait, just give me a minute.
Yeah, right.
Because that's who Derrick is.
Well, he's got nothing to do. Jordan's kind of
It's like
Well, he wasn't playing or
Your
anything
game's
either.
not for 3 hours, bro. Like, chill.
He's like, dude,
what are you doing?
Like, what did you went in Boston?
Derrick Brooks you're talking about.
I know, he's my brother. I know.
I
I know
thought
who
we
he
were
is.
going to meet the Tampa Bay linebacker.
Oh, well, we've talked about
Everybody
that.
does.
Oh,
Yeah.
we've talked about that. At the time that him being mistaken for him saved his life. That was a good one. That's on our podcast.
Yeah, you
Watch
gotta
that
check that out.
episode where they thought he was Derrick Brooks, and he's like hiding him. He's like hiding, and the cop is like, "Oh yeah, you got to watch that episode. That's a good
Can I
episode."
tell you a story about my father being mistaken for Lance Briggs? Do you remember the linebacker for the Bears?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is exactly. This is what Inside Game is about.
So my dad loves his Lance Briggs jersey. He wears it. I mean, he has like 3 of them. He wears them in cycles. And he was at the Chicago airport. And my mother was there, else I'd never believe him. And this woman and her daughter come up to him and go, "Oh my God, this is so exciting. Mr. Briggs, would you take a picture with us? This is a 65-year-old overweight white man." But because he was wearing the Lance Briggs jersey, they thought that he was the former NFL outside linebacker. So there's somewhere a photo of my father with 2 women thinking that they have a picture with Lance Briggs. So fast forward 5 years from there, and I see that Lance Briggs is on Cameo. And so...
A Chicago company, by the way.
Is that why? Okay, that's why.
It's a Chicago. I'll tell you about.
it.
So I'm a small investor in Cameo, and Steve is the CEO. He now spends a lot of his time in Miami. It's a Chicago company.
Yeah, all right. So what I'll have to add to this podcast is a video of Lance Briggs telling my dad to stop going around and pretending like he's...
I mean, that is the use case for Cameo. That's the commercial for why you use Cameo. I need to tell. Can you tell my dad to stop impersonating you, bro?
Sir, please stop.
Basically, that's what happened. It was the best $80 I ever spent.
I had a whole flight crew wanting to throw me off a flight because I was on my way to Ryan Howard's surprise birthday party.
Yeah.
Well, it was Ryan and his brother. He has a twin, just like us. And and they were having a birthday party in St. Louis. I always am 20 minutes to the gate. I get there 20 minutes before, right on, no problem. This particular day, everyone wanted to be in pre-check. And so I'm waiting, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make this flight. And it's a surprise party, so I got to be there before the guests come. And so I'm freaking out. So I go over to this guy, and I said, I got to get on this plane. I'm going to Ryan Howard's surprise birthday party in St. Louis. I'm one of the guests. I'm speaking. Like, you got to get me on this plane. He goes, well, let me see your boarding pass. So I give him the boarding pass. It says Derrick Brooks. He goes, and then he says, follow me.
You're like, yes.
So he's the first guy. He's the leader. Now we're tacking on more and more TSA people. Next thing you know, I look like Michael Jackson walking through this airport. And they're escorting me through doors I didn't even know existed at Philly International.
Cool.
And they take me right on. I'm on the plane with the staff. When they go on, I'm on. Oh, wow. So he says, Mr. Brooks, if you would, you don't have to, would you take a picture with our whole crew? And I said, absolutely. Come on, guys. We got everybody in there. It's like a class
we need
reunion.
This photo too. We need this photo too.
It's like a class reunion. We all take the picture, and he goes, thank you so much. I'm not going to bother you for an autograph. And he was like, man, Hall of Famer. And I go, excuse me? And he goes, football. And I was like, oh, no, I never played football. The look on his face, he wanted to pick me up and put me right back in line.
Can you back me up on this? Because the thing that I find most funny about the Lance story is you don't know any of their players go around wearing their own jersey.
No, not at all.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Like, who would ever do that?
Yes, not at all.
I need to see you in a Derrick Brooks Bucks, the old school Bucks jersey.
Yeah.
I got to get back to my Philly versus Chicago story, though. Okay. So, for many, many years, one of the people involved, who's one of the owners of the Chicago Bears, has been an investor in Bullpen. So I do a call with this guy, I'd say about once or twice a year, just checking in on what's going on. The Bears played the Eagles in a very notorious game. Randall Cunningham in the Fog Bowl, notorious game. Eagles lost that game.
You're gonna do double doink to me?
No, I'm gonna do it even worse to you. I'm gonna do it even worse to you because I got to tell you the story. So double doink game, if you don't remember, it's a short chip.
Oh, I remember.
Chip shot for the kicker for the Bears. And he manages to double doink it off and out, and the Eagles win the playoff game. That game is on a Sunday. I remember that game is on a Sunday because I look at my calendar for Monday morning. Wouldn't you know it? My once or twice a year phone call with the guy in the ownership group of the Bears is 10 a.m. the next morning.
Oh.
I look at that and I go, oh my God, this is going to be good.
Yes.
So I get on my call, and this is the difference between Philly and Chicago. Paul, tough game yesterday, better team won, good luck in the next round.
Wow.
I'm thinking to myself, if this was the other way around, I'd be like, God damn, you piece of shit, what did you do to me?
Yes.
And he's like the most magnanimous, nicest guy in the
Yes.
world. I'm like, if there's if you want to know the difference between Chicago and Philly,
Oh, yeah.
like, do you think, Brooks, if I had that phone call, the game was the other way around at 10 a.m., do you think I would have said, yeah, really good game?
No.
No, I don't.
It would have said,
I don't think
the
I could've
number
done
you
it.
have reached has been disconnected.
We've never dropped an F-bomb at Santa Claus. There's all kinds of things we do differently than you guys.
Isn't that amazing? But isn't that the microcosm of the difference between Philly and Chicago? I mean, literally, I am not exaggerating. This had to be a heartbreaking loss for this guy. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, boy, they grow you kids different in Chicago.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they just went right on to the Sox. So tell me, I want to get back on this lottery thing.
Right.
What is the biggest jackpot in Dubai? Now, do you have to look at the demographics and say we do a lower jackpot in Peru and a higher one in Dubai?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of, you're looking at the economic realities and value of the currency. There's a lot of different ways you got to look at it, but yeah, we do. Actually, we don't. It's a game that we don't operate in UAE, but it has 100 million dirham prize, which is about 25 million US. Peru, definitely a smaller top prize, but obviously the States, we have these $1 billion Powerball and Mega Millions jackpots. That's kind of what drives things. The problem with those big jackpots is that when you hit $1 billion, then 100 million no longer all sounds all that exciting.
It's like drugs.
Yeah.
It's like drugs.
It's a good way
We
to
never
look
get
at
that
it.
same high.
Remember that woman we had on the show? She told us about her. She told us, my good friend Catherine. Oh, like he's putting his hands. Catherine
Desensitized to
Catherine
this
sells some really interesting things, and she describes her products.
Love you, Catherine. Love you.
Yeah, we do. Catherine was really a very interesting guest. We need to have her back.
Yeah.
She talked about how her products, she sells a lot of products in the vice category, nicotine, etc. She described her products. I asked if they were addictive, and she's like, I call it a biological subscription.
Yeah.
I was like, that is one of the
It is
best
pretty good.
euphemisms I have ever heard in my
Yeah.
biology.
Straight face.
But the place where it went sideways, though, we were talking about biological subscriptions, and then she had to drop the self-lubricating sex robots, and this guy just lost
I
it.
still can't.
He still can't. He still
process
can't
it?
figure it out.
Who puts more lube in? Where does it?
Right.
He still can't figure it out.
It's a formula.
We need to get Catherine back on the show for a demonstration of how the robot works. You ready for that, Brooks?
That one's late night YouTube. YouTube X. With
After Dark.
YouTube After Dark.
That's how we do it.
Subscription based.
A biological subscription. You like that?
That's pretty good.
I think the regulators would love that.
Yeah, no, they're big fans of euphemisms.
It is.
They like gray area.
It is interesting, though. One of the things that we've done a lot of at Bullpen, which is odd, is we are in a lot of regulated categories. We're in your company. A lot of people won't invest in your company because they don't like that he's got to go get licensed by the UAE lottery. We've done the exact opposite. We've embraced regulations across our businesses, and it's really been a winning strategy for Bullpen to go into businesses. And a lot of venture people are like, oh no, government regulation.
Well, 10 years sounds like a long time, but that is what it takes sometimes to just break through these sort of heavily regulated industries and learn all the ropes and build the trust, right? I mean, a lot of that's like personal relationships where, I've now built trust where lock in and people know my track record and all that, but that takes years. You can't just show. I've seen a lot of companies come in and out of the lottery space over the last 10 years. They come in, they do 2 conferences, they expect a contract, nothing comes of it.
No way. Relationship business.
And then whoever is making the shot, calling the shots above them, they pull them out of the fray because it's just not moving fast enough. That's actually one of our key selling points. We bring a lot of other studios together that are maybe in iGaming or they're in lottery in Europe or other countries, and they'd be a 5-year business development effort to get into lottery. But if they hook it through us, we can fast track that. We've gotten companies into the lottery space in the U.S. in 6 months or less. And that's just because our connections and our integrations and all that fast track them. But otherwise, the regulatory business is very, very hard.
What's the process for creation, like the thought bubbles? When does that happen? Like, I know I keep a notepad by my bed in case something miraculous happens during my sleep. I wake up and write it down.
Nightly, right?
Yeah, and nothing's in that book. But
just impersonate Derrick Brooks more often. Right. That's it. It's just. Remember.
Try
What was,
new plane.
Right. Wait. No. Wait a minute.
You asked me about making my idea book or whatever. I use my iPhone notes. And to just drop things in there. Like whenever Paul calls me, he gives me a brilliant idea, I just write my notes.
Whenever. Yeah. He said, whenever I call. Yeah. That implies I've done that at least once, Derrick.
At least.
At least one time. Whenever.
I'm
trying to remember when that time was, but I'm working on it. I think on that note, we're going to quit while we're ahead. As always, man, Brad, you are a great sport.
Awesome.
I mean, Louis, you are still a great singer. Oh yeah.
I love it, man.
First time ever inside game.
What a wonderful world.
With some singing. Yeah. Derrick, what do you think of Louis Cummings here?
I think him and I could go down there and make some money to gamble. Yeah, we could. We could stand right outside.
It's only 115 out right now, so yeah, let's do that.
So I'll stand inside, and you stand a little bit perched in front of me.
Why do I have to do that?
You're the attraction.
That's how you do it. He's the FNG. So there you go. He gets stuck out in the, yeah. You can stay inside.
I look like I don't sweat.
No, you don't. No, you don't. All right. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.